Hello students, so welcome to Turbo Machines. We are in module 1 and we are seeing the introduction part of this Turbo Machines. And so far we have seen so many topics, and in this videos I am going to teach the unit quantities of Turbo Machines. What are the various quantities, unit quantities that we use in Turbo Machines. So these are the unit quantities like unit flow, unit speed, unit power, which are the values of the quantities under consideration per unit head, and specific speed of the pump we will see after that, and then specific speed of the turbine. So these are the parameters or the quantities that we will see in this video. So here in this video, there are these five quantities one by one. First we'll explain this unit flow, which is nothing but q suffix u. So the unit flow is the flow that occurs through the turbine while working under unit head. Flow of fluid is given by the equation is nothing but q is equal to QU is equal to A into CV into root 2GH. So actually the formula for the flow of fluid for unit quantities, for the unit flow, suppose there is a discharge, the discharge is equal to area into CV. Right, CV is a coefficient of velocity actually, so A into CV into root 2GH. So for example, so A is the area of the nozzle, CV is the coefficient of velocity. So or you can write Q is equal to K into root H, right? So here K is equal to A CV into root 2G, proportionality constant. But so from the definition, so unit head, so we have taken as unit head H is equal to 1 meter and Q is equal to QU, unit head QU. Then this Q is equal to QU into root H. So there is nothing but Q, this unit flow is equal to QU is equal to Q by root H, where so unit head is equal to discharge divided by H. So Q is equal to discharge divided by root of head. So this is the formula for unit flow. So moving on to this unit speed. So unit speed is the speed at which the machine runs under unit head. Again, so the flow means for the unit head how much flow will happen. Again, unit speed means for unit head how much speed that a machine runs. So head coefficient is equal to Nu is equal to N divided by root H, right? So where unit head is equal to N is speed, N divided by root H. So moving on, this is unit power. So unit power is a power developed by hydraulic machine while working under a unit head. Again, it is for unit head how much power is generated. That is nothing but unit power PU. PU is equal to P divided by H to the power of 3 by 2. So where P is equal to power and H is equal to head. So this is nothing but the formula for unit power. So unit flow is equal to Q is equal to Q by root H. Unit speed Nu is equal to N divided by root H. Unit power Pu is equal to P divided by H to the power of 3 by 2. So this is all about these three quantities. Now moving on to this specific speed of a pump. So the specific speed is nothing but the dimensionless term, and it's a parameter of greatest importance in incompressible flow machines. So the specific speed is only the parameter that doesn't contain the linear dimension of the runner. Hence, while operating under the same condition of flow and head, all geometrically similar machines have same specific speed irrespective of their sizes. So the specific speed, it can be expressed in terms of discharge Q for power absorbing machine or the power for power generating machine. So the specific power is referred as the ratio of power in or out of a turbo machine to its weight or unit mass or unit volume. So finally, the specific speed of the pump is a speed of geometrically similar machines discharging 1 cubic meter per second of water under head of 1 meter. So specific speed is nothing but Q is equal to Ns is equal to Nq whole to the power of 1 by 2 divided by H to the power of 3 by 4. So this is the formula for specific speed of a pump. Now moving on to the specific speed of turbine. Specific speed of a turbine is defined as a speed of a geometrically similar machine which produces 1 kilowatt power under a head of 1 meter. So this is the specific what at a geometrically similar machine which produces 1 kilowatt power under a 1 meter. 1 meter, how much 1 kilowatt hour which is produced, that is nothing but specific speed of a turbine. So the specific speed of the turbine Ns is equal to Np to the power of 1 by 2 divided by h to the power of 5 by 4. So now we will see the specific speed versus efficiency graph. So in the x-axis we will see dimensionless specific speed, it is given in radians, and in y-axis it is given in efficiency. In terms of efficiency, we will see all the different turbo machines like Pelton wheel, Francis turbine, Axis flow turbine. So if you look at this Pelton wheel, it rises and then it will specific speed will come down. Whereas in the case of Francis turbine and axial flow turbines, so it is gradually improving. The efficiency will not rise at one point of time and then it will not decrease, but it will gradually increases. So that is the difference between, or the graph that can be seen the between Pelton wheel, Francis turbine and axial flow turbines. So this is the graph between specific speed versus efficiency. Now the next one is model studies. So model studies, there are three different model studies that we come across. So one is geometric similarities and kinematic similarity and dynamic similarities. So first and foremost, we should know what exactly the model study is all about. So model study is nothing but it's a model design which is used to prepare a model from its behavior can produce a trustworthy. For example, I'll give an example. For example, if an engineer wants to construct a dam, so before constructing a dam, so he will produce a prototype of that particular dam and he will check the functionality and he will make all the calculations and he will check out the result, and based on that the final the dam will be constructed. In the same way, for any product, so there is a prototype. So that prototype, the calculations and its detailed study is nothing but model study. All right. So this is accurate prediction of the prototype performance. For this prediction, the model and the prototype should be geometrically, kinematically, and dynamically similar. In these three types, it should be similar. So model is a small scale replica of the actual machine, and the actual machine is called prototype. So geometrical, it should be similar. In geometrically, it should be similar, and kinematic areas, it should be similar, and dynamic ways, it should be similar. In three, what you call these three views, these three, all these are similar. Then that main prototype and the replica both will be same. So we'll see the what is a geometric similarity. It is a similarity of form of shape. Geometry, it's a shape. Two types, the model and prototype are said to be geometrically similar if the ratios of all corresponding linear dimensions of the systems are equal or are same at all points. That is nothing but a geometric similarity. For example, length of a model. So there is a model and prototype. Let us take. So M stands for model and P stands for prototype. For example, L suffix M by L suffix P is equal to B suffix M by BP and DM by DP. So length, breadth, and so depth. So these in all the ways, model and prototype should be equal. So that is the geometric similarity is all about. Coming to this, so LBD are length, width, and depth, and M and P are model and prototype. So in the same way, we will see the kinematic similarities. So it's all about similarity of motion. Earlier, what we have seen is geometric similarity. It is the similarity of shape. Now here, similarity of motion. Right? These two systems are considered to be kinematically similar. All these geometrically similar and ratios of components of velocity are equal. So that is nothing but kinematic similarity. For example, V1 by M by V1 by P, V2 M by V. These are the velocities. for model and prototype, and 1, 2, 3 are the model and prototype, and the resultant velocities at the corresponding points in the prototype. So this is all about kinematic similarity. Next, moving on to this dynamic similarity. Two systems are considered to be dynamically similar if they are geometrically and kinematically similar and the ratios of the corresponding forces acting at the corresponding points are equal. So here forces are equal. First, geometric is shape, next kinematics is motion or the velocity, and here forces. So F1 force 1 model and force 1 prototype, so these will be similar. So this is all about the model studies. So geometrical similarity, we'll see once again, geometric similarity is nothing but it's all about shape, length, breadth and depth of model and prototype. Kinematic similarity is all about velocities, it's about motion, so model and prototype. Dynamic similarity is all about forces, force of model and force of prototype. This is all about the model studies. Thank you so much for watching this video.